This is a homebrew podcast.
Nix, did you see this? I was looking through the yellow journal. It looks like there's an ad taken out for some kind of vampire something. I don't know, maybe something you read about in one of your books, maybe? I don't know what this is.
I have a couple books on vampires. I don't know what I would have to do with an ad. What is it? What is it advertising? What is it advertising for a vampire? What's I don't understand.
No, I think it's like if you have problems, like there's been weird guests hanging around, people turning into bats and stuff like that. Contact Serena? Yeah, it looks like there's a number
see
here.
That. Did you say bats or bats?
Bats.
Give me that. Okay. This is a very weird advertisement. Do you not like the sun? Who doesn't like the sun? I guess you don't really like the sun. You kind of burn a lot. Are you particularly pale? Do you burn easily? Actually, this is kind of just describing you, Gregory. Do you not like garlic?
No, I love garlic. It's one of my favorite things.
All right, well then maybe you aren't... Is this about vampires? Is this trying to be like some kind of trap for vampires? This isn't very clever. It literally says, do you have fanged teeth?
I don't know, maybe this is their... Is this the Sunday edition? I know they usually put funny stuff in the back in the Sunday one, but... Weekend.
I don't know. Maybe ask Tamika. Maybe it's a new vampire hunter? Or maybe it's one of those things that's so dumb it works?
I don't know. This seems like a joke or something. It could be real, though. I don't know. It's from Yellow Journal, so you never really know if it's real or a joke.
Is this something about boats on rivers? Do vampires have... None of my books have anything about vampires having issues about being on boats.
I don't know.
We'll have to go and ask. I guess maybe she's begun working at the Yellow Journal. Maybe she's part of it. I don't know. Thank you, Serena, for this. If we see somebody that fits this description, we will definitely send them your way, I guess.
I was waiting for one of you to be like, oh, damn, this is actually the misconnections.
Oh.
That's so good.
Roll it back real quick.
Welcome back to Mythcraft the podcast, the ties that bind. Let's meet our revolutionary rapscallions, Maggie.
Nia Corahine. It isn't easy starting a war, but nothing worthwhile is easy.
Andy.
Nix. He stayed.
Alex.
Gregory Orso, do you think vinegar gets out dirt stains?
Mal.
Orendo. Back to Mul'ator for the last time.
And Roger.
Geist. Let's see if Prescience can see this coming.
And I'm your MC, Nathan. Let's jump in. Last time on The Ties That Bind, you recuperated from what was a very near-death experience for some of you. You debriefed with one another and then with the Trubies, which started out tense but led to a revelation of a potential weak link in the operation, Nia's mother. And now you are getting ready to strike first at Arya's toast. We will pick back up on the afternoon of Dimian Day. This is going to be hours before the big attack on the toast this evening. So I'll open the floor for final touches on the plan. Pete, of course, is happy to speak to this as well. If you have any communications that you want to have with one another specifically in pairs or trios or whatever, do that now. But Pete is urging action and getting ready to launch this attack.
I think Geist would like to pull Rendo aside, not intentionally private or anything, but wants to have this conversation with Rendo. Rendo, I want to work with you to get this individual out, but if the two of us shy away from the main fighting, things may not go as smoothly for them. Do you think it's best for both you and I to go off on our separate way, or do you think that will be needed with the main group heading into the toast?
I've been thinking about that too. I don't know what it is about her. I don't know who she is. I don't know anything about her. I feel like I need to help her and I don't.
It's because you have a good heart, Rendo. You don't have to know someone to know they deserve better than what they're currently stuck in.
Right, but I don't know her like I know these people, and if anything happens to any of our people, that will be worse to me.
Well,
I think, and I don't want to pull you away from that either for some silly mission of mine.
there's nothing silly about helping someone who deserves to be rescued from the clutches of Mul'ator, Rendo.
I'm trying to make a decision, mate. You're not making it easy. I think priority is our people. If I see an opportunity, I'm going to take it.
Give me the sign. When you give me the sign, I will be on you. You have my assistance. It's the least I could do. You're one of my closest friends, Rendo. You deserve that.
Thanks, mate. I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for me the past couple years. It means a lot.
Well, you've done everything on your own. I just helped you stand on your own 2 feet.
Always saying funny things like that. Thanks anyway.
Now, let's figure out how we're gonna blow this place up.
Right. Yeah.
You would overhear Bill at the bar saying, "Think we should use the cars, run the cars into the store. No one will see that coming."
Hey, I can drive one of those.
I mean,
I know how to crash into things.
I was about to say, if it has to do with crashing, absolutely. But I'd be afraid of what might happen to you, Rendo, after the last instance.
Hey, I'll be fine. There's no rivers over here.
That's fair. We'd be on solid ground.
Pete would say, "Well," and he'll spread out the blueprints of Turner's Toast. "My contact has the charges placed, the barrels of gunpowder, positioned on the first floor, close to the storefront. It would be difficult but not impossible to have them moved if needed. It would not be difficult for Sheldon to set them off at range, as he's a very good shot. He'd be able to do that. If we were to blow up the street side of the store, we could ram a car through. No guarantees of the safety of anyone inside, that's the problem. Or if we want to set it in motion and then roll out of the car as it's moving."
I happen to know someone who might be a willing participant in this very particular endeavor. My associate who works at my store, their name is Crow. They can drive a car.
Very good. Well, we have a driver. We can outfit a car to plow through the front. I know that there was some talk of attacking from different directions at once. Is there anything there that we want to do?
I feel like we should discuss this tunnel. I am sure that they are aware of it as well, but it could be an asset to us. Whether it's us sending a small group of individuals through the tunnel for a pincer, or if we can somehow force and funnel them down into the basement and through the tunnel, we might be able to make a dozen men feel like 100.
Yeah.
Say more about either approach. They both obviously have their merits. They both have their downsides.
So you're saying we could try to push and funnel them through the tunnel and be ready on the other side as they come through?
If we make it appear as if we have put our entire force coming into the Toast, they know there's an easy escape. They likely have found the tunnel. They've been there long enough. It's not terribly hard to find by the look of these blueprints. If we can cut off all the other modes of egress, they might choose to go that direction. If we could have a couple individuals at the other building, lying in wait at the other exit, we might be able to funnel them into a trap. Though, there are other means they can use to escape that does not require using the door.
We are dealing with cultists. It's a good plan. It's not airtight. I'm not sure that anything we can come up with in short notice will be, given our opposition, but it's a good plan.
The other side of that is if we send a small force through, we might be able to come from the front as well as from the basement itself. But splitting up, they may have a trap for us already. It's risky.
They
But
may.
As I see it, those are the two options that we have. Of course, exploding cars as well.
Of course. Either approach could catch them in a crossfire, which is ideal for us. Either approach does not fully account for any adjustments that they have made to the space, any hexes or curses that they may have placed on the building. That being the case, I'm hesitant to send anyone through the tunnel.
I would agree with that. I think it would make more sense for us to try and send them into a confined space before we volunteer our own to do that.
Well, I was leaning towards the second plan of us going through the tunnel, but you've all made a very good point. How do we know they haven't sealed it off as soon as they found it?
If the only plan that we have that is factoring into us preventing them from just going into the tunnel is that they might have a way to get out. They might have a way to get out if we try and come at them from either angle. That's kind of, I feel like, a neither here nor there argument when you're dealing with the kind of folk we're dealing with. Am I wrong?
Right. No, you are not wrong.
What if we block off the tunnel on our end? So if they try to escape through that way, they don't get too far, or they have more obstacles to get through to actually get out.
More obstacles are good. Many of them will be able to teleport away or otherwise make an escape, but obstacles are good. It would certainly not hurt our chances to barricade our end.
Well,
Now, it's likely they have people on what we would consider our end as well. I'm not going to pretend that they've only taken the toast. I'm sure they have eyes and ears in other locations as well.
well, like you said, there's nothing we can do that will be perfect, but I think if we can make the soundest decision based on the information that we have, it seems as though it's too risky for us to move through the tunnel. For us to lie in wait on the other end and attempt to send them through seems like the best course of action. If we happen to collapse the tunnel at the most opportune of moments, we might be able to catch some of them in the collapse as well.
I might have missed. Do you have the means to do that?
Well, I imagine if there was enough opportunity to put the amounts of gunpowder that you have here, even a small amount in reserve might do just the trick in a tunnel. Do you have any extra? Even if it's small enough, even some small incendiaries or explosions.
Let me see what arrangements I can make. If we load up a car and park it at the right place, it could do something. Guys, can I have you make a luck check to represent the fortuity of all of that lining up?
Yeah, sounds awesome. Let's find out together. It's going to be an 8.
All right, noted. We'll see what happens when it happens.
Thanks.
Love that.
Pete sets it in motion. The last portion of the planning of the preparation is what kind of substances you all want to take to get ready. Bill is all over it, of course, and he has an arsenal of drugs of varying legalities that have combat benefits and significant real-life detriments. So I gave you all this information ahead of time so you were able to look through the drugs. You can take as many as you want before heading into combat. You can also take 3 doses to save and use during combat.
Nice.
Okay.
Nathan, before I get too far ahead with the mechanics of this, having seen Nicky die, do I understand the mechanical benefits to some of these drugs that are able to, push away those types of negative mechanical benefits, or do you want a role for guys to be able to put those things together?
I will say you can put them together. You know that Nicky's poison involved the helpless condition, and you know that morphine allows you to kick that can down the road.
Okay. I think that would be huge and explicit right out of the gates when everybody's thinking about what to take. I don't mean to bring up such a somber affair as we go into this, but it would behoove everyone to bring at least 1 dosage of this with them. It's terrible what they did to Nicky. I believe this will help stave it off.
Very good.
Yeah. And for the audience, the party and the Trubies right now are choosing from alcohol, cocaine, healing potions, morphine, and nicotine. And a couple of those have different ways of ingestion. So good times.
I will take morphine ahead of time.
Bet. Big same.
All right. So I heard 2 morphines ahead of time. Could you both make 2 rolls for me? First, I'm going to have you make endurance checks.
Oh.
This is good.
Oh.
This is good.
Start off strong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Love single digits.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 7.
Yeah, if you added them together, they'd be double, because I got a 3.
That's how that works, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
If we use the same needle, that's how that works.
Yep.
That's an entirely different problem.
Yeah. That's a different
Okay,
campaign.
so each of you have a strong reaction to it. You both feel that it's awesome. As with cocaine, it's not a one-and-done addiction, but you've both taken 1 tick toward addiction on morphine. Further, can I have you each roll 1d3 plus 3?
I got 5.
I also got 5.
All right.
Nice.
10 again.
Twins. Oh my god.
Maybe you should just do everything together.
Maybe so.
Who has the ties that
All right, so you've got the positive effects of morphine for 5 hours.
Nice.
I like that.
Sweet.
Nyx is not going to take anything beforehand.
Neither is Gregory.
Likewise for Geist.
He is taking morphine with him, though.
Yeah, same.
Aren't you all special?
Right.
Drugs. Not even
We're over
once.
here in the corner shooting up.
She's chain smoking.
Listen, there's the party that hangs with Bill, and there's the party that doesn't.
Bill has shot up and he has done lines, so he's feeling good.
It's a horrible idea.
Any rituals to note en route to heading in?
Yeah. Geist would need to remind me the time of day, just to clarify, so before I get too far away.
So all of this was happening mid to late afternoon. The actual attack is going to be like at or after sundown. Let's see, it's late winter. We'll put the actual attack around 7 p.m. So you're heading out a little after 6. It's about 20 minutes away, but you're taking your time.
Oh, that's perfect. Sometime in this preparation, I'll need an hour for shadow armor. I'll need just about 10 minutes to go and phone a friend and bring Crow into existence and tell him that he's going to be driving a car. I would also let everyone know that I am able to do 3 ritualized castings of Hex of the Unseen, but each of them take 20 minutes. So I could do one right now and then one on the way to Toast. If we wanted 2 individuals to be invisible, if that would provide us any additional aspect of surprise or somebody able to, at least get something from the shadows and not be seen easily, if somebody were interested in that.
What if you save one of those and we make Fidelity invisible when we find her?
Well, I could always cast it. It takes 20 minutes to ritualize it, though, but I could always cast it at its cost. That's not going to be an issue.
Okay, good to know. Saving that for later.
If there's no takers on Hex the Unseen, and we are going to put some gunners or some snipers somewhere, and no one in the party's interested in that, I'm going to make our gunners and snipers invisible before we leave.
Okay.
Smart.
One of those would be Sheldon.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Good
Good call.
call. Oh, that's so cool. It turns this token like translucent blue. That's
cool.
awesome. Okay. Sheldon will be invisible. Guys, did you want to target yourself as well or save the other casting?
You know what? I will target myself with the second one while we're on the way, because it can't hurt. It can't hurt.
Right.
Perfect.
I don't have any rituals, but I am going to dress myself up like a cobbler.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
So we got slacks and nice shoes and a nice vest and a nice dress shirt. Full cobbler.
Dig it.
I don't know if you're going to make me do this, but for the 1 minute before we walk in there, I have the vendetta ambition. And so as long as I spend 1 minute talking to Rindo before we get out of the car, I essentially want to hype and psych up Rindo to where Rindo will do +2 damage for the next 10 minutes after receiving that pep talk from me, and will do an additional 4 points of damage if the recipient happens to be bloodied.
Nice.
That's cool.
Feels so strong.
It's the words. The words have weight, but you have the power, Rindo. Don't let anyone take it away from you.
I got the power. Words have weight, but I got power.
Scream it, Rindo. Scream it out the window. But we are getting close.
Words
so
have
don't,
weight,
don't,
but I
don't
got the
scream it.
power. Okay.
And like that, everybody knew you were coming.
Right.
I shouted that very quietly to myself.
So we're all in a car? Are we all in the same car? Are we in different cars?
So there are 2 cars involved. There's the one that Crow is preparing to ram into the Toast after dropping everyone off at a safe distance. And there's the one that Pete is going to try to get positioned above the tunnel to cause a cave-in.
Got it.
Each of those can be used to transport you, drop you off a safe distance away, theoretically out of sight of any of their own snipers that might be on the roofs, so that you are able to maintain the cover of like the eaves of the roofs and everything as you approach.
Who would I trust more to drive, Pete or Crow? I don't fucking know. That would...
I'm riding with Crow.
I'm a little offended by that.
I think Crow too.
He deserves
I
that
think
for what he's
Crow.
doing for us.
I just watched Crow eat cocaine in buggies.
Crocaine.
That's right. Nice. Nice.
And
Right.
All right, final question, marching order. Do you want to be with the Troupies and a big lineup of cobblers that are swaggering up to the bar? Do you want to approach from multiple angles? Sheldon will be on the rooftops. A couple other cobbler snipers will be on the rooftops. Tony, for example, will be on the rooftops. Pete and Bill will be leading basically a small army just down the street.
I don't know where I want to be.
I'd really like to be with Pete and Bill, but I don't know if that's quite the wisest idea. Should probably at the very least be behind them.
you, sister.
Like, mechanically, I feel like we should do something smart, but just by straight mood and vibes, I feel like we should be a mob.
I kind of agree with that.
Torches and
that.
pitchforks.
Sheldon and Geist are invisible on the southernmost end of that line. You won't be able to see them, but you know that they're there for now until the splitting up happens. Please go ahead and roll initiative.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's
I
okay.
feel so nervous,
Ruby, don't be nervous.
but I am.
I just got out of a car, which was horrifying. And I'm sure Geist made all my books smell like teak wood, which is not great.
The best place for doing that ritual, I'm sorry.
All right, Geist.
Geist got a 3.
Nice. Gregory.
It's all right. I want to see what happens.
It's an 8 for Gregory.
Rendo.
I got a 13, and I also rolled a d2 to see what large weapon I have. I have my battle axe with me.
Oh, fun.
Nice.
Nyx
17.
and Nia.
That'll be a 21.
Nice.
She said she was going to go in guns a-blazing.
Right.
No kidding. Okay, so let's paint the scene. So, a line of cobblers being led by Pete Truby and Bill Truby. All business. Their caps down. Some of them have fedoras. Some of them have those like classic Peaky Blinders hats. Just strutting down the street all the way across the roads. There's no room for cars to drive as they're just walking there with their suits and their trench coats. Their trench coats undone, right? So you can obviously see the pistols that they all have. Some of them have axes. Bill definitely has an axe over his shoulder. Some of them have lead pipes. Rendo has a battle axe. There's a hellspawn that's like towering behind them. There's Nyx in her on-point stylish garb matching the energy. There's Nia between the Cobbler brothers, just slightly behind them, but otherwise loading up, getting ready, marching down the street toward a T intersection. At the end of this intersection, across from the stem of the T, that's where Arya's toast looms. You would see a couple individuals on the roof waiting for you to approach. And through the front windows, you would be able to see Arya and Prescience at one of the tables where they often sit. Sheldon has broken away to climb up onto the rooftops. The rest of you, unless you say otherwise, I imagine the rest of you just continue forward. The intimidation factor we were discussing. And as you get closer, you know that Crow will soon be advancing in the car after Sheldon gets in place and blows up the gunpowder that has been situated.
Before we dive too far into it, I have my troubadour set up.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I rolled a 4 on that.
Okay.
So I'm going to bump Geist up to a 7 so he can get a little bit ahead of some of those creatures.
Perfect.
Also, I, on this level, took a level in Zealot. Would you let me get my aura going as we walk into this?
Yes.
Badass.
Yeah, burn it if you got it.
Is that something I can do?
Your vessel aura? Yep.
Yeah.
Just start asking. Yeah.
And for Nyx's aura, it's not so much visual as mental. So even though I'm flavoring it this way, I'm also going to say that if you want the benefits, you have to be open to her being in your mind in some way.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Mhm.
Is this something she would have explained beforehand?
In vague terms, yes.
Wait,
Good
okay.
answer.
In vague terms that Rendo would understand?
Yeah, like just don't be super closed-minded, and if you feel a little bit of a tingle and it's me, just like if you're near me, just accept it, and you'll be protected.
Right, thanks.
Yeah, just very, very surface. I won't be able to hear any of your thoughts or anything like that. Just, protect other things from trying to get in.
Perfect. And what are the effects of Rendo's aura?
1 TD on hostile creatures in a 10-foot radius for 1 minute.
Got it. Okie doke. Even though this isn't quite accurate, we'll say both of those are starting on round 1.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all. Okay, so as you approach, you hear the tires screeching as Bro slides around the corner in his car. You're all at the intersection looking across Arya's toast. You can see Arya and Prescience at the table. They have seen you, and none of you are trying to be subtle right now, except those of you who are literally invisible. And so Arya has snapped her fingers, and the people in the bar have snapped to attention. You see a mix of Hellspawn and just general thugs. You see a couple of those marksmen, like the one you fought on the streets a while ago, who seem to be enchanting their guns to fire flaming bullets. You would also see a pistolier pull out his pistol and do some kind of incantation so that it splits into spectral pistols as well. So they're ready to go. You're ready to go. The car screams around the corner. Crow floors it. It slams into the edge of Arya's toast, causing a massive explosion. Bro immediately took out 3 Hellspawn as well.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And Nia, you can kick us off.
I'm gonna warp step, so we'll be performing this action of warp stepping. Take that. Move. You have to move, dear. There.
She's going.
She's getting there. Look at her little legs.
Look at her go.
But really quick.
Oh no.
The Cobblers all start running, and then we see Nia running.
Going.
She's doing her best.
Yeah, because the thing I really want to do, I have to be within 60 feet of people, so just gonna run. Here we go, fam. Sorry, that was Nia's turn. She's just gonna run out into the middle of the road and hope that people are running behind her.
Okay, you can move 20 feet as well, so there's no reason to warp step.
Ah, that's a fair point.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that then, yeah. It's a little less fair.
Vibes. Vibes could be
Right,
the reason.
for sure.
Intimidation, just poof. But you can also just run.
Absolutely.
She looks like she's running and then, what? How fast? And now she's really in
They
the middle of the
surrender
road.
immediately.
Oh, they have magic too?
Please, God, tell me some people are right behind her.
Yeah. All right, so I will be having Pete, Bill, and Sheldon actually taking turns. The rest of the Cobblers are just background environment that are taking care of some of the other threats as well. So there are a few more members of Mul'ator than you see on the map, and they're being dealt with by the other Cobblers. Mm-hmm. Pete will run in step with Nia. He does outpace her. He moves over to some crates that are just north of one of the main front windows, and uses his remaining actions to shoot out the glass in this window. So anyone who wants to can jump through that pretty easily. There are some hostiles that are going to go real quick. One of them is going to move up and take some shots at Pete. So from the north, a sniper is going to shoot a flaming bullet down at one of you. It's probably going to be at Rindo. You're the closest right now besides Pete.
That's fair.
And you're a large and menacing target. So against Rindo, 10 versus armor rating.
That will miss.
Flaming bullet plinks onto the ground at your feet, but misses you.
I step on it and put the fire out.
Nice. And Pete also gets missed, so you guys are in good shape. That one's going to hit Pete, though. So he catches a bullet in the arm. Not enough to take significant setback. You should be able to see everyone's health bars. Obviously, if Sheldon loses hit points, that'll be a thing. Nia will know and be able to track that precisely. Speaking of Sheldon, it's his turn. He's going to take a shot from the rooftop, which will end his invisibility. I apologize. He's going to hang on to that. He's in a good position right now, but doesn't have a good target. So that will bring us to Nyx.
Fuck. All right. Nyx is just going to follow Pete because she doesn't know what the fuck to do. This is not what she does. So she's just going to run her little ass over behind Pete and the wall and hope she doesn't die. And that will be all her AP. That's it. I don't like this. I don't like this. I'm going to hide behind the wall. Pete, you take the bullets. That's it.
Bill will heft his axe in one hand and his shotgun in the other, and he will charge directly at Arya's toast, yelling, "This one's for Nicky!"
Oh no.
Take those bullets.
And yeah, he is inside the toast now.
Oh my god.
He just went for it. Right off the bat.
He went through the fucking window.
Oh my god.
Pete, was that the plan?
He ran straight through the wall.
Right, there's a hole in the wall now that's bill-shaped. Yeah, that'll bring us to Arya. I think everyone from where they're at should be able to see Arya. Maybe not Nyx, now that you've moved up to the north of the building. Those of you who can see Arya, it looks like she is doing something with her hand, but it's under the table. You can't quite tell. But, I mean, it looks like she's cutting her hand. Many of you have seen her do that. And gonna have some other fun little secret people go here. Where is that one? Who is that one?
I'll do even better. Why is that one?
Right. One of them is going to shoot at Bill. That is going to hit Bill.
Oof.
Oh,
Bill! Oh,
Bill
he did run
takes
through the wall.
8 damage and 2 fire damage.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, and it's Rendo's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna move forward 60 feet and kind of hug this corner that's right next to the bill-shaped hole in the wall.
Yep.
Could I, from here, reach around the corner and get that sight line on Arya to take a shot?
Yes, you could.
Okay. I would like to. I will miss.
Your gun jams. That's
It's a
crit
good thing
fail.
I have 2 heavy pistols.
There you go.
Oof.
Yeah, so that will be my turn.
All right, now it's going to be a bunch of bad guys and then Gregory. That one will simply move. The Hellspawn Striker will run up at Bill. He'll double move. He won't be able to make an attack. And so you see Bill ward him off with the butt of his axe and get ready to counter swing. Prescience. I'm going to take just a minute to remind myself his game plan here.
take your precious time.
Nice.
Stop.
Nice. That was
Gregory
good.
gets psychic damage.
Okay. That's right.
I don't like that.
Hated that.
Yeah, that sucks,
Hated
man.
that.
Don't.
No.
That's wrong, actually.
He is going to start conjuring a spell. You see flashing runes of a sickly greenish yellow light circling around his head and his hands as he begins this process.
Knowing Prescience, would I be able to recognize what spell that is?
That is a fair question. I'll take an intellect check, add history if you have it. If you have another skill in mind, I'm open to it, but that's like the obvious one to me.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Oh, it's adorable.
That's an 8.
Okay. I think you would know that it's bad, like you've seen people be hurt when he does this, but you wouldn't remember exactly what it is. There's a little bit of a haze, it's a part of your life you've left behind, and so the precise details are a little fuzzy. All right, there's a lot of little guys moving around and getting into position. Some of them have guns. I don't think any of them are in a good angle to make use of them right now, except for one. So a fiend blood with a crown of horns around his head and bright yellow skin is going to run over into the middle of the room.
Shoplifter. I told you he was dangerous.
Shoplifting is the most dangerous crime.
It's the gateway crime.
You would see him crouch down behind a table a little ways away. He's wearing a nice blazer and slacks, and he has a giant sniper rifle on his back that he swings over it and takes aim with.
Excuse me?
It's a gateway crime.
And he's going to take a shot at Pete, which is with a 13, just barely a hit, but it's a hit with a sniper rifle.
Oh,
I wasn't serious, Pete. I wasn't
man.
serious that you should take the fucking...
Nyx, we're going to have a discussion after this.
I didn't do anything. I'm just standing here.
He's like gripping his side. Blood is trickling from his fingers. And that's it for him. That will bring us to Gregory at this point.
Jesus Christ. Gregory is going to see these barrels to the north of him and make a beeline over to them, hop over, tuck back here, and just try to have some kind of cover, partial cover.
Okay, so where you're standing, you would know this from the blueprints. There's a set of stairs descending right behind you. You know that that would go into the basement that has the tunnel connecting to the Arya's Toast basement. You don't hear any noise coming from it right now. It appears that the door is closed and at least latched. You can't tell if it's locked from this distance.
Got it. Am I close enough to check if the door's locked?
If you spend one more AP, I'll let you run down, check, and run back up.
Okay, yeah, that'll be my last AP point then.
Sure.
So I'll do that.
It is unlocked.
How inviting.
Okay.
If you want to head inside or head back up, your call, what you do with the remainder of your movement there.
Oh, that's a tough question. I'm like so torn right now. Can I peek inside?
Yeah, for the remainder of your move, I will actually show you what you see.
Okay.
I made that sound a lot more exciting than it is.
It's a room.
You see a basement, a storage cellar. There are crates and barrels. One of the crates is open and it looks like it has a bunch of textiles in it.
Okay. That'll be all for now, I guess. Try to decide what I want to do my next turn.
All right, Geist.
So Geist is standing right next to a group of the Truby enforcers, and I also think Geist would recognize that he's standing next to Turner as well. And although he's invisible, the voice from nowhere next to them, "Tonight, we get your establishment back, but no one else has to die. Be safe." And Geist is going to take off 100 feet to the southeast, and is going to try to get around back behind the building and come in the back door that we decided not to blow up because we left the explosives in the first location.
Okay.
And that'll be his turn. 5 AP, lots of movement.
Perfect. Yeah, you're invisible. You're making your way down that side alley toward the back door. The heat of the flames is intense. There's a couple street posts that have been knocked over, and the lamps have burst and caused tiny fires of their own. Through the window, you can see a lot of the carnage playing out. There's an imp that was set on fire that did not make it from the explosion, so one more down,
how
thanks
sad.
to Crow. Yeah.
No Crow.
Pour one out for Crow.
Crow's got the highest body count so far.
So far, yeah.
For now.
It's that cocaine.
Gonna have another one shoot at Bill. That's gonna miss, though. Bill just yells at it, and the bullet whizzes past his head. And now the psionic gunner with the duplicated guns is gonna move up and take some shots, the not fun kind. And
You sure?
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Like Rumplements?
So 3 attacks coming in at Bill. Only the first one has the chance to actually do bullet damage because the others are psionic bullets. The actual bullet hits, but with an 11, that's not enough to do serious damage. The psionic bullets, 1 miss and 1 hit. So Bill takes a total of 8 more damage. Not bad.
Can psionic guns jam?
Psionic guns cannot jam.
Dang.
Good to know.
One of those was a crit fail, but it was on the wrong gun. And now we've got the rooftop snipers of Mul'ator. One of them is in the bar. He vaults over the bar, takes cover behind it, and then levels a shot at Bill and is going to miss. And then the final one is unaware that Geist is there. He is on the rooftop right above Geist. Geist, you would clock him moving and getting into position, crouching on the eaves of the rooftop, but he does not see you.
Okay, hell yeah.
Oh, you know what? He can't quite see Nia either because she's in the shadows in the middle of the road.
it does help.
It does help,
Dimension.
right? Yeah, I mean, the streetlights are not good. They do not illuminate the entirety of the road. And so he'll just hang out there. And that brings us to the top of the initiative order. We are on round 2. Nia, you're up.
Okay. So I think Nia is just going to run her little legs over a little closer to the place. And then... she's still too far away, that... Alright, she's just gonna run some more then. And that will be where she is, because I would like to carry some more AP over, please, and thank you.
You got it. Given your size, I will give you partial cover from people inside the tavern right now, unless they like run up to the windowsill.
Cool.
Because you've got the whole like little bit of a wall right up to the windowsill.
Sweet. Excellent. That shall be her turn for now then.
All right. Geist, you would see another marksman on the rooftop. This one is another psionic one with a couple extra psionic guns floating around, just moving to keep an eye on the back door of the establishment, but also is not aware that you're there.
Cool.
That'll bring us to Pete. Nia and Nyx, you would both feel especially inspired at this proximity from Pete. He's got a little bit of a zealot thing going on.
He just yelled at me.
Even so.
He has a unique way of inspiring.
It was oddly inspiring.
Right? You have +1 TA on the first attack you make each turn, and you have +2 to your mental defenses while within 20 feet of him. So he is going to move up to the windowsill, take some shots with his pistol, and then he's going to drop prone so that he has cover from the wall. He'll send 2 shots at Prescience. And hey, he rolled a 16 both times, which is going to be a double hit. Yeah.
Get him.
Good.
Not enough for
Get
potential
his ass.
extra damage, but yeah. 10 damage and 5 damage, 15 total on Prescience.
Haha.
Nice.
Yeah. And then he'll fall prone. Got the villain's gonna go next. So there's a bandit that's crouched down behind a table who's gonna take a shot at Bill and hits pretty decisively. Bill is gonna take 5 damage from that and potentially have some nasty side effects. No, he crit on that. He's been shot many times before. He's used to this.
Wow.
It just made him mad.
Nice.
That was Bill's endurance check that I critted on, so I wasted a crit.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Did you waste it? I don't know.
So the marksman on the rooftop from up north is going to take... Let's see, Gregory is on the edge of the basement, so I think he's going to take a shot at Nyx. Against armor rating, that is only a 7.
That'll miss.
Alright, that's all he does. He just stays crouched in position.
The fuck?
You can't quite see him, but he's coming from the shadows of the rooftop just north of you, across the little, like, shopping plaza.
That motherfucker. Okay.
Yep. And lastly, this thug that's across the table from Sheldon from Bill rather, is going to take a shot at him, and that will miss. Bill is thriving. Bill is in his element. He is having a good time.
Good for him.
Yeah. Sheldon is going to move over a little bit, get a bead on Prescience, and take a shot. But with only a 9 to hit. He's firing at a weird
Is
angle.
that 2d20 take the highest?
No, it's not, because he's invisible for this attack.
That's right.
Good call, good call. Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
There it
Dirty
is.
20. Yeah.
Looking out.
So from the rooftop, through the very top of the windowsill, his bullet flies across the street through the window into the tavern and straight into Prescience, potentially doing
Yes.
worse effects as well.
Nice.
Great call on invisible.
You got to do the snipers if you got the option.
Right.
No.
Well, I just crit again, but it was for another endurance
That's
check.
a wasted crit.
That's what it's
Right. Okay, so Prescience just... The bullet smacks into him, but one of the runes that he was casting catches it and, like, redirects it away from a vital organ. And now we're on to Nyx. There's one more bandit firing at Bill, but I'll take care of that while you take your turn.
Nyx is going to keep running alongside of the building to get a little bit of cover. Not really, because she doesn't know exactly where this person is, but trying to get a little bit of cover from a tiny cart that's in the alley. And she's going to see through this window Prescience. Can
Perfect.
I make some kind of check or ability or something to have him look at me?
Yes.
She's outside the window.
Throw rocks at it.
She's gonna start dancing, so there's gonna be flailing out there. But
Right, so he's in deep concentration doing a spell right now. So
Right.
he's focused on the battle, which means that he's keyed into his periphery. Something happens in his periphery. Go ahead and make a dexterity check. Add dancing if you want.
hell yeah,
Yeah.
that's a 28.
You have his attention.
Yes.
One more question: does it look like he's chanting or not? Can I see his mouth moving?
Great question. Yes, he is chanting.
Okay, so she's going to start dancing as she does, and with a 28, it's pretty fucking good. And she's just gonna do a little wave, and she is going to do her silencing stanza.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is an attack against his willpower. I'm gonna use my luck to try to reroll that,
Okay.
because that is only a 9.
This could be huge.
Fuck, and that's worse. That's a 5. So nothing happens, which is great
No.
for me. Which is great for me. So, anyways, he just sees me dancing, because that's how it works.
Yep. Yeah, he sure does. He's focused on you now.
Yep.
Oh.
Cool.
I think Gregory's the only one of us that can see her dancing. He's wondering, he's like, why is she dancing?
Maybe he's thinking the same thing. Like, who is this chick and why is she outside dancing? And she
Does she not see what's happening?
instead of fighting.
Clearly the biggest threat. If someone is dancing at a fight, they are the biggest threat.
Right.
I see a bullet fly by her. I see her run and start dancing.
Well, fuck. It's gonna get poorly. That's all I can do. That's all I can do.
Okay. All right. That's going to bring us to Bill. Bill, with his shotgun in one hand and his battle axe in the other, having been shot a few times so far tonight, he's going to start doing what he does. He is high on cocaine, so he's going to take the benefits of that. He's got morphine coursing through his veins, so he's going to gain the benefits from that. And battle axe on this Hellspawn striker in front of him. He is going to hit with a 10. He obliterates that Hellspawn striker.
Nice.
Yeah,
He'll run up and slide across this table, dislodging some candles. The flames of the car explosion lick at him a little bit as he does so, and then he's going to start attacking the enforcers that have been shooting at him.
Badass.
He'll actually do the shotgun at both of them while he's going, because that sounds fun.
Very well.
Yeah, he
Wow.
will. So he's going to do 8 damage to both of them with a shotgun blast. Land between them. None of you are close enough to hear him, but he's obviously taunting them. And that is going to be his turn. He killed one enemy on his turn, so he regains some health. He regains 1 health. All right, Rindo will be the next hero. We've got Arya and a handful of Mul'ator agents in between. She is simply going to stand. Her eyes are locked on Nia's, I think. Sees you through the windowsill. There's that immediate toxicity, and she's going to move backwards a little bit, keeping her hand clenched as she does so, and take cover behind this table in approximately the middle of the room. One of the marksmen in the back of the tavern is going to take a shot at Bill, and then Rindo, you were good to go. And is going to hit Bill with a 17 on the die for 11 damage. Felt that one. And Rindo, you are good to go.
Okay. Gun is jammed. I'm gonna toss it off to the side. This bloody thing. And I will run up to the window, and I am going to whisper Nuvola and disappear and reappear right behind the enforcer that Bill is standing next to, so we're flanking there.
Okay.
There's fire right there.
There is.
I'm not in it, though.
Correct. Yeah, you're good. You're good. You can feel its heat. If they push you, then you'll be in the fire, and it'll be a problem.
Okay.
But for now, you're flanking with Bill, and the villains are in the effect of your aura.
Yes. And I'm going to remember to roll my morphine shield HP this time. 1.
Nice.
I'm so glad I remembered that. So I will appear behind this guy and just go, hello. And I'm going to swipe at him with my claws, which I now have, for a 16 to hit.
That will do so.
That is going to be 8 damage total.
Plus 2 damage included.
Plus 2. I wrote it down, too. It's sitting right in front of me. 10 damage total.
Nice. Rindo, how do you do it?
I appear behind him, say hi, and I just reach out and grab his head and just squeeze my claws into it until he stops moving.
He drops down, and you just see Bill nodding like, nice.
Turn my eyes towards the other one that's standing in front of Bill.
I feel like the other one should have penalties even without the aura that you've imposed on him. Got a stretch of villains and then Gregory. Okay, one of these is Prescience, so he's got the runes swirling around, and he's distracted by Nyx
It's a beautiful dance.
with a beautiful dance. You can see this sickening swirl of energy as he's preparing to cast it at Bill, and he's just staring at you. And he's got this moment like, what do I do? Do I send it at the weird dancer, or do I send it at Bill? Or, I think that's actually the move. He sees Rindo squeeze the life out of the head of...
No.
I will roll 1d3. I will roll 1d3, but he does have beef with Rindo.
It makes sense, but I don't like it.
Yeah. So 1d4, Rindo is going to be 3 or 4, Nyx is going to be 1. Okay, Nyx.
Oh,
It's okay. I just dancing, but you
yeah.
know.
He's getting
Dick.
ready to blast out this noxious energy, and he sees you and his hand swivels and it courses through the window. This is going to be against your fortitude.
Oh no.
Yeah, that hits. That.
So a 21.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So you begin to violently vomit.
What?
Oh, that's what that does.
Nope. I mean, Dia could see me, but that's okay. Gregory.
What is going on over there?
Nothing good.
Gregory's only context is I almost got shot. I danced and then started vomiting.
I can just assume she like stepped in shit on the way there, and she's just sick now because of it. Oh, the stench.
Sorry. Okay, I'm vomiting
You
horribly.
are stunned.
Cool.
At the start of each of your turns, you will vomit in a 15-foot radius, potentially damaging creatures in that radius.
Badass.
Wait a minute.
Fit. Hold on.
That's
Actually,
Get closer to Prescience.
yeah.
This is about to become everyone's problem.
You said that was a radius? That was a radius? Or cone?
I'm sorry, cone. Right, you're not just like spewing up.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm dancing,
15-foot
so
cone.
listen.
The vomit sprinkler.
Begins to spin.
Right, the sprinkler. Yeah, so at the start of each of your turns, you will make an attack against the fortitude of each creature within a 15-foot cone of you. On a hit, they will take 2d12 corrosive damage. On a miss, they will take half damage. You can make a endurance check at the end of each of your turns to end everything, both the vomiting and the stunned condition, if you succeed.
Cool. I mean, not cool, but thank you.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
I like that.
A creature that got to roll with effectively advantage, roll 2, keep higher, just got 2 1s in a row.
that's so cute.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's just like nyar and doesn't do anything.
Grr, arg.
Grr.
If I wasn't puking, I'd say we should adopt that one.
And there's an imp in the establishment that's going to move up, hide under a chair, and dead-eye glare Rindo. Try to scare you off.
Oh.
How's a 13 against your will, Rindo?
Actually, it's very scary.
For whatever reason, whether
Uh-oh.
you're scared, whether you're like secondhand embarrassed for it, trying to be scary, whatever it is, the attack hits and you're demoralized until the start of this creature's next turn.
Yay.
It's like an elephant and a mouse.
Right.
Imps, my one kryptonite.
Yeah. The yellow-skinned fiendblood is going to take aim at someone. I'm going to go Bill, Rindo, Pete, or Nia, D4, with his sniper rifle. Rindo.
Cool.
Yeah. So he levels his sniper rifle, which he's basically at this point using the table as like a tripod mount for it. And he's going to take a shot at you. 22 to hit.
Yeah, that will hit.
Okay. It's going to hurt. It's going to be 11 damage, and I need you to make an endurance check.
Okay. Actually, I have a thing for that.
Okay.
That's going to be a total of 14. I have a +4 to endurance checks for injury thresholds.
Nice, nice. Is that the Eat Lead talent or something like that?
Yeah, it's eat lead.
Nice. So you have a vulnerable damage 1 and a bleeding 1.
Oh, great.
Vulnerable damage 1 goes away at the end of your next turn. Bleeding 1 goes away when you receive magical healing or when you do like a medicine check to patch it.
Okay.
And you would be demoralized, but you're already demoralized from the imp.
Super demoralization.
Yeah. And that will bring us to Gregory down in the threshold of the basement. You see your friend vomiting across the street.
Fuck is going on over there? Is the basement, is there light inside of it? Or is it pretty dark in there without any kind of external source?
It's dark. There's not currently a source of illumination. You do see one of those old-fashioned like pull chains, though.
I don't know, that makes me... I'm trying to do something, y'all, and I just don't know if I want to pull that.
Do it.
I don't. Ooh. Okay. I want to like look around for the doorway to the other tunnel.
You have seen the blueprints, so knowing what to look for, you would see an area that you like. It's dark, you can't make out details, but you're like, yeah, it's gonna be that area of that wall. That's the entry point.
Okay, there's the one open barrel with the textiles. I want to check some of the other barrels to see what's in them.
Yeah, a quick cursory glance. You throw a couple lids off. You see more fabric.
More fabric, okay. Does it smell like anything at all?
Fresh laundry.
Fresh laundry, okay. I want to move some of the barrels against where the wall would be, the opening or whatever. So if they are trying to get through there, it'll be difficult.
For sure. I will say you're able to completely and effectively barricade that if you just spend your whole turn doing it.
Yeah, let's go for that.
Sounds good. I should say completely and effectively. Obviously, it's not going to fight. They will be able to push through, but it will completely bottleneck them for at least a couple turns as they're making their way over all the barrels.
Cool.
And that'll bring us to Geist.
So Geist is making his way around the southern alleyway, and I think as he's hearing the combat going off, he is feeling as if he's filling up with a little bit more rage with each gunshot. And I'm going to be making a full 100-foot movement to get close to the back door. However, now that I've noticed that there's an additional side gunner on the rooftop, I actually want to come get close to that building edge so that I'm out of their vantage point. I want to be waiting there listening to see if I can hear them moving the other direction so that I know when I have an opportunity to make a break for the door.
Yeah. Okay.
As I'm sitting there and waiting for this next round to be able to actually make it in the door, hopefully, if I have an opportunity when this person walks away, I think there's a palpitation in his chest, and he just says, "Not yet, Valor. We have to wait until the right time. Give me a moment. We have to be careful about this." And that'll be my turn.
Perfect. So another thug is going to run up to Bill and smack him pretty successfully. Well, for not much damage. 18 to hit, 2 for damage. We've got the side gunner who is going to send a barrage of shots, 1 at Bill and 2 at Rendo. We'll do the actual bullet at Bill, and it will miss. Against Rendo, I've got a 7 to hit and a 19 to hit.
The 19 will hit.
Okay. And it will be 7 damage. And then we've got 1 more shot incoming at Bill from the marksman who is hiding over in the corner behind the bar. And he will hit, but not significantly. And for very little damage, only 3 damage to Bill. Bill is bloodied, and he looks like he's enjoying it.
No, Jesus.
That checks out.
Yeah.
And we're back to Nia.
Okay. I've been doing very careful measuring. So,
Okay.
from this point, she is going to cast Minor Augmentation on herself, on Pete, and then she should be able to reach Nyx, and I believe Rendo as well. And she's
Nice.
going to upcast it so that she can do that.
Okay. And that's +2 on...
+2 bonus on their D20 rolls. Just
Nice.
D20
Thank
rolls,
you.
including myself.
Powerful.
And then from there, she is going to, she's going to send a shadow knife at Princess. Is that Princess? What's the name?
Prescience.
Princess
Prescience.
Prescience.
Prince Science. Yeah, that's what she's going to do with a +2 because of that. That would be a 20, a dirty 20.
Nice.
Yes, that absolutely
Beautiful.
hits.
So that's necrotic. He takes 2 damage, and sharp. He takes 4 damage.
All right. So 6 total.
I think that's all she can do. I don't even think she can move. So that's all. She sees Arya move in the building and gets really pissy about it and just, okay, well, fine then, and starts sending out stuff.
Perfect. Prescience takes it and then stares you down over the tops of his glasses.
Precious.
Guys, can I have you make a luck check?
Gladly, boss.
Oh, I thought that was a 1.
It's going to be a 7.
Same.
Yeah, no, it seems like the psionic gunner on the rooftop above you is camped out where he is.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right, that's going to bring us to Pete. Pete is going to vault into the fray, take cover behind a table, and take a couple shots at Prescience, one of which is going to miss with a 6 and one will hit with a 20. Sheldon is engaged in a little tussle of his own on the rooftop. I'm not sure if any of you would notice or pay attention, but there's an imp that he's engaged in combat with now.
Those are so scary.
Get him, Sheldon. Get him.
Yeah, Sheldon gets him 6 damage
Nice.
from
Nice.
a hunting knife. Probably one that he's used with Nicky on camping excursions.
He starts to cry.
Right. That's what Nicky might. That's more where that came from.
Now is not the time to cry, love.
That's more where that came from.
He cries over everything.
Nyx, the Mul'ator marksman that's on the rooftops north of you, is going to move down to a little bit better of a vantage point for himself and is going to take a shot at you.
I'm just dancing and puking, my man.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
That hurts. Yeah.
No.
That does hurt. And unfortunately, that's going to need an endurance check. Prescience is going to need to make one as well. I'm going to do that real quick. Prescience failed.
Ooh. That's a 20.
Nice. You are completely fine. Aside from
No,
the
I'm
just
not.
aside from the damage.
This has changed you as a person.
Prescience is helpless until the end of his next turn.
Yes.
And
nice.
is bleeding.
Nice.
And after one more bandit, that will bring us to Nyx. This bandit will take a shot at Bill and maintain his cover, but he will miss Bill. So that brings us to you, Nyx.
He's helpless, but is he looking at me?
Yes, he's still looking at you. You
Okay.
hear Pete shouting, and you get an additional AP.
Fuck, well, that doesn't change my plans too much. She has to puke, so she's just gonna right at the window.
Right at the window.
It's
Okay.
cursive. I don't know if it went through the window, but she's gonna do it at the window, and while she's flipping off Prescience, and she's going to half-ass dance because she's sick, but it's still gonna happen, and she's gonna try to blind him.
Okay.
Fuck me. Okay, that's a 9. You know what? She's just gonna do it again with the AP.
Sure.
That is a 20.
That'll do it. He's blinded.
He is blinded, so now he's
Nice.
helpless and blinded. And I can just make that endurance check, or does that cost me?
Yeah, you can just make it.
I don't mind the super corrosive puking, but the 1 AP a turn,
Yeah.
that's a 15.
With a 15, you break it.
Okay.
Seems like it all came out in that one puke.
So I pirouette my way out of the puke and fly in Prescience and flip him off
Oh, what a visual.
while bleeding.
Wow. They'll never believe this story.
Yeah.
Nia saw it. Nia saw it. Nobody else, but Nia saw it.
Now will Nia,
That's all that matters.
validate it?
No, probably not.
You never know. You never know.
And that's all of her AP.
Perfect. That'll bring us to Bill. He gets extra actions now that he's bloodied. So he's going to start beating up on these guys. Yeah,
Yes, he is.
Ooh.
Yes, he
Yeah.
is.
Yes, he is.
a crit.
Yes. Yes,
He crits one bad guy, takes it down, regains some health for doing so, swings around and starts taking down the next bad guy, and gets a 12. That's still a hit, though. So he'll take him down as well.
Jeez.
That
Get it, Bill.
was 2 actions. He's going to move and take one more action, and miss with that one. A little bit too hopped up on Coke. But
happens.
it happens to the best of us, right? So he regains some health. He's actually not bloodied anymore after that rampage. And Arya will look around, see that the tide is turning against her favor, and she is going to back up, open the door in the back of the tavern, and pop through it. She's still on the threshold. You can still see her. But she appears to be calling to someone or something upstairs. The marksman in the northeast corner, hiding behind a table, will take a shot at Bill. Gun
He's gonna
jams.
do what? He's gonna do what?
Yay! Yay!
His gun is gonna jam. Is what's gonna happen.
Yay.
That was a crit fail.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, Rindo, you are up.
He's shaking his head to clear the fear from the imp a little bit and sees Bill just be an absolute badass. There are no more bad guys around him, so he's gonna turn over and set his eyes on Prescience across the room. Oi, princess! He's gonna vault himself over the table in front of him
Uh-huh.
and run up to him and take his claws and just shove them into his chest.
You hear Pete, get him, Rindo, and you have an extra action point.
Nice.
That's gonna be a 21
Okay. Now, he's helpless. You drop him to 0.
Yes, I do. Also, he's automatically grappled because I have the pugilist ability grab.
Nice. Okay. I am using death points for him, especially with like helpless being so common in this campaign. I'm doing that for a lot of the major named NPCs. They do not have 8 death points. At most, NPCs will have 4, but he's still up.
Okay. I've grabbed him by the collar of his shirt, but my hand is in his chest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pull him towards me. He goes, "Where is she?"
Rachel.
You're helpless, but you're not mute.
He's also blind.
He is blind.
Where is who? Where is who?
You know who I'm talking about. Where's Fidelity?
Who?
Bastard! And, how many action points would it take for me to take him in my grappled hand and just smash him against the table?
Mechanically, I just treat that as another claws attack.
Okay. Yeah, then I will do that.
Nice.
Get him, Rindo.
That's right.
That's gonna be a
That's right.
22.
Uh-huh. That will hit. He'll take 2 death points.
And if possible, I'm gonna leave my hand there and still have him grappled.
Yeah. He spits out a tooth. You're a tool just like she is. Love is not for tools.
That would be my turn.
Jesus. Just remembered he's blind as well, so he just all of a sudden can't see them and is just getting fucked up.
Fuck is this?
Yeah.
Right.
I hope his last vision on Earth is dancing Nicks, because that makes me puking dancing Nicks.
The puking is key.
Now, Maggie,
Yes.
I was fishing for a crit there. Does a 20 hit your armor rating?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, a little guy, an imp, pops
A little
into
guy.
existence in front of you
Oh,
and swipes a claw at you. You're going to take 4 damage. Sheldon is going to take 4 damage.
gross.
Mhm.
Let me ask you this, because she took morphine, which gives her shield HP, and I've not messed with that before. So the damage comes from that first?
Correct.
Okay. That did basically nothing. Ha ha.
The imp doesn't know that. The imp feels pretty good about itself. It's like puffing its chest out.
Fuck you.
This is the real fight that I'm here for.
Prescience in his dying, cackling exhale. You know, the blood is oozing around your hand, Rindo. He will look up at you and just try to grab you in return
With his unseeing eyes.
with his unseeing eyes. And he'll simply say, "You're not long for this world. You never were." And he's going to... I'm going to check and be sure this needs an attack, because it might not.
Ominous.
Yeah.
No, it does not. For the next 2 minutes, you are going to take 3 extra damage whenever you take sharp damage. He curses you with a hex of hemophilia.
Ooh.
Sick. Okay.
And now he ends his turn. He has bleeding. He's going to gain death points. So Rindo, if you want to respond to him in any way, you feel free to.
I'm just gonna dig my hand into a fist in his chest. You've got an even shorter time here than I do, mate. How does it feel?
I'll see you in hell. And Rindo, you kill Prescience.
Nice.
Well done.
My hands are so sweaty.
That's blood.
Yeah, that's just his innards.
Right.
I'm method acting right now.
Oh my gosh. That was good.
Mal lifts up spaghetti.
The imp up on the rooftop attacks Sheldon, but to no avail. And the imp in the tavern, you know, it menaced Rindo. It knows that you're afraid of it. It's gonna flutter its way over and run up to you. It takes a double move to get there, so it's not able to attack this turn. But it's like
Oh my
growling and
God.
cackling the whole time, just scurrying up.
The chutzpah of this imp.
I jump up on the chair.
Right, and I occasionally just have this fear that I'll look over and I'll see a tarantula like menacingly scurrying up toward me. It's like that energy. It's just like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you.
It's a scare actor.
Right. And the Fiend Blood is going to swivel his rifle over to Rindo, given that you just killed Prescience. He's gonna take a shot at you with his sniper rifle.
And
But
miss.
that's only a 9.
Nice.
Oh, he's upset about that.
If I weren't so scared right now, I'd laugh at him.
He's gonna reposition, get a little bit closer to you, but that's it for him. Gregory, you have barricaded the basement. You hear vomiting. Given that this is all still going on contemporaneously, the vomiting hasn't stopped for you yet. You're hearing gunshots and explosions. Oh, you're also hearing a car rumbling down the street from the north.
From the north?
Yeah,
Oh,
this is the other
yeah.
cobbler car. You know this is intended.
Yeah. So I have a little flask of oil. Would that be like lantern oil or is it like cooking oil?
I mean, given Gregory, what do you think?
Lantern?
I was expecting cooking oil.
Make a luck check. Make a luck check.
Okay.
It's baby oil.
Why?
Don't ask me, ask Gregory.
Reason.
It's a 9.
It's a 9. Yeah, I'll give it to you. It's lantern oil. You definitely have more cooking oil than lantern oil, but you know what you were heading into. So, yeah, you
Okay.
have some lantern oil, some kerosene.
Okay, great. Can I, with some of the textiles, I want to, in one of the barrels, kind of douse them with some of the oil and lead a little trail to the doorway.
Yeah, it's set to go.
Okay, great. How much AP would that be?
3, 2 to pour, 1 to backtrack.
That's my turn. Set a trap.
Yeah, that escape route is heavily trapped at this point. Geist, the sniper on the rooftop is still in place, but you are still invisible.
Okay. I see that there's a couple of crates next to me. Are there any bottles or junk or anything in there that somebody could grab and toss a different direction to make a noise?
Make a luck check. If you don't crit fail, then the answer is yes.
Wow, you had to say such a specific
I had to
thing.
put it out there.
All right, so would you believe me if I told you that I just got a 1?
Every one of these crates is empty.
Oh,
God.
man.
Completely empty. Not even a spider.
Well, on one hand, I guess I am very happy that they recycle here. Somebody must have already come and collected. All right, so fuck it. We passed the window, and even though the window was closed on the way back through, I'm not going to risk running and opening the door when somebody's looking at it. But while I'm still invisible, I will head over towards that window, and I'm going to warp step through so that hopefully I am appearing visible now, but on the inside of the room here.
Nice. That works perfectly. You are visible. You know, the gunner on the roof sees a flicker of you and then sees you disappear as you move in.
All right, beautiful. And finally getting in here, I think Geist takes a very deep breath. And does it sound like there's anyone on the other side of the door? Like no one's jostling the door handle?
No one's jostling the handle, but you hear gunshots coming from directly the other side of the door.
All right, beautiful. I think Geist, finishing his deep breath, will say, "It's time. Valor, come to me." And I'm going to activate, finally for the first time, my unholy magic, which will allow me to take on the semblance of roughly 8.5 foot tall, shadowy demonic figure that is wreathed in flames. And if you kind of imagine this, Geist is somewhat floating in the center of the flames itself, and the elongated arms and legs, very Avatar The Last Airbender, becoming the moon spirit type of energy
That's so
coming
sick.
through there. And does it take an action point to open the door?
No, it does not.
Valor is going to step up to the door, and I'm going to carry over my final 2 action points so that on the beginning of next turn, whoever is closest to me is going to have the worst fucking luck imaginable.
Nice. All right, another spate of baddies. We've got the marksman on the interior. He's going to train all of his shots at Rendo, given what just happened.
I'm being terrorized by a rat.
A 10
Miss.
to hit, and now the psionic bullets. A 9 to hit.
Miss.
How about a
Miss.
4?
Yay.
Wow.
A real bullet and 2 psionic bullets whiz past you, and you are just untouchable.
I am dancing, kind of, not Nick's dancing, just like trying to imp is at my feet and just
bloody hell, what the...
Not even aware that the bullets are just moving out of the way of them, ironically.
Are you still holding prescience?
I think that would make it funnier if I am, yes.
Yeah, you're just trying to avoid the imp, and he takes all of those bullets. It's very empowering.
Neat shield.
Right.
Deserved.
So, Valor, the shots that you were hearing, you hear another one ring out from the other side of the doorway, still trained at Rindo, because none of these are landing. How about an 8, Rindo?
Mm-mm. How about no?
Prescience takes another bullet, a flaming bullet this time.
Awesome.
This is the best, actually.
Yeah, we're back to Nia.
With this little fucker at my feet. So, she's going to spend 1 AP to continue her minor augmentation. And then she's going to try and shoot this imp. Because fuck this imp.
Mm-hmm.
Rude. It was rude.
It
For
was.
a 21.
That hits.
Beautiful. And so that would be a 4. This fuck you. Unfortunately, that's all she can do.
It's still up. It realizes that you shot it and it's still okay. It like cowered for a second and then realized it's even tougher than it thought. And so now it's got even more of an ego.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, you're just encouraging it at this point. The gunner over in the back rooftop is going to start climbing down now and make its way to the window, where it sees not what it saw earlier, but it now sees this giant demonic creature. There's a moment of uncertainty. Maybe this is one of ours. And after double moving and pondering, he doesn't do anything else.
My plan is working perfectly.
Pete is going to move up close to Rindo and just go, steady, mate. And Rindo, you gain 3 shield HP.
Yay.
And Pete will shoot at the sniper hiding behind the table and miss. It chunks into the table without hitting him. The gunner on the rooftop, well, let's see, Nyx, you took damage, but you were otherwise, you're not bleeding out or anything, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so he's going to try to finish you off.
Just being rude at this point.
15 to hit.
A 15 does it. Really fucking rude. Really fucking rude.
11 damage.
That hurts.
Yeah, it does. And Sheldon is going to keep fighting his imp, fighting his own demons over here. But he's missing. He's just blubbering about Nicky at this point and swinging with his knife, and the imp is just dancing out of the way. The bandit over next to Bill is going to have to drop his gun that's jammed and just attack with his own knife, and he's going to shank Bill for 4 damage with a 17 on the die. Bill is bloodied again. You've activated my trap card. And it's going to be Nyx's turn.
Nyx is looking pretty fucking bad as she's dancing in her blood and puke. So she's just going to run over close to Nia and then run past Nia. Like, there's a man on the roof over there. He hurts. He really hurts. I'm just getting out of the way, and she's gonna run all the way past Nia to get some cover as she figures out what to do next. You got this, Nia. I see you made a friend. He's cute. I don't think he's as good as Tinker, but he might do.
I fucking hate it.
It's perfect for you then. That's her whole turn as she just bolts her ass past Nia to get cover behind the rest of the building.
Awesome. Bill is up next. He's gonna take care of this bandit. Yeah, he sure is. 21 to hit, 9 damage. Doesn't quite take him out on the first swing. Misses on the second. Takes him out on the third. That is Bill's turn. Yeah. Arya, having called to whatever she called to up the stairs, is going to appraise the situation, see Rindo holding the perforated corpse of Prescience, and she's gonna duck her head and run behind the bar.
Wow, that is a
Perfect.
mistake on her half.
You do hear noises coming down from the stairs, though, between the punctuation of the gunfire. And, oh good, one of the reinforcements goes next. That's fine. 2 of the reinforcements go next. So a Hellspawn striker is going to run into the room, look around, notice Bill, and start making his way over. A Hellspawn shrieker, this would be like... So the strikers, imagine a blend of kind of like Rindo, a blend of like a boar and like a dog of some kind. And then the shriekers are just an amalgam of every unpleasant bird. Like the ugliest possible crow and vulture and turkey all smashed together.
Cassowary.
With what?
A cassowary.
A cassowary? I'm not familiar. I'll look it up.
They're terrifying.
Okay, so yeah, imagine that, and then sprinkle in a little bit of like reptile, like kind of a snake-like head. It flies into the room, it is shrieking, and it's gonna start the opposite direction, start up toward Rindo and Pete. And Valor, you would see the door swing open, but you wouldn't see anyone walk into the room.
From the outside, from the exterior?
Yes, from the exterior.
All right, well, I'll worry about that soon enough.
Mm-hmm. The Mul'ator marksman in the room is going, he's going to take his turn and fix his jammed gun. That's unfortunate. He'll drop down prone behind the table while he does so. We've got another Hellspawn striker, one of those dog boars that's going to run into the room. And then, Nia, you've got another friend.
I'd rather not.
No.
I'd really rather not.
Gonna get ya.
Oh.
And he was invisible, so he's rolling twice. 15 to hit? 16 to hit, because he's flanking.
Yeah.
Okay.
They hit.
Yeah. So it's only going to be 3 damage, meaning that you take 2 and Sheldon takes 2.
Fine.
From the rooftop, you hear, "You all right, dear?"
Oh.
Worry about your own demons.
I am. I can't hit it. I'm a sniper, not a knifer.
Why don't you aim at mine?
And that brings us to Rindo. You are in Pete's aura, so as long as you stay within it, you have +2 to mental defenses and +1 TA on the first attack you make.
Okay. Does the +2 to mental defenses help me not be as scared of the imp at my feet?
So the actual mechanical effects of being scared are gone. But yeah, mechanically you're no longer frightened. I love the mental image.
Okay. Still don't like these little buggers. I'm going to take Prescience in my hand, and I'm going to slam him down on the imp.
Yeah.
Can that mechanically be another claws attack?
Yes.
Okay, 13. Do I still have the +2?
Yes, you still have it.
Oh, sweet. Okay. So that's a 15.
That will hit.
Ooh.
That is
Nice.
going to be 12 damage.
Is that with my extra?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice. It's on the brink of death. It's going
It's
from
still
being all
there.
scary. Yeah, it's like imprinted into the wood a little bit at this point. But it's like starting to pick itself back up. I'm comparing it to a spider a lot. So you know when you hit a spider and then it starts to move again and you're like, man, one more time.
God.
Yeah.
I'm
it's
not
like that.
arachnophobic, but Rendo is impophobic.
Impophobic.
I am going to release my hand from inside Prescience's chest and leave him on top of this imp.
Okay.
And I am going to kick my feet a little bit and look at Kennick Dusk, which I believe is the yellow crown of horns dude.
Being
Okay.
blood, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a run at him.
Okay.
This is gonna be ram's horns, an unnatural 20.
That will do it.
Okay. And, oh, that's a little disappointing. 8 damage.
I'm going to throw in 2 more because you're also hitting him with the table. What was
Okay.
working against you turns into
Amazing.
forward momentum. Yeah.
So 10 damage. And then he's not more than 2 sizes larger than me, is he?
He sure isn't.
Okay. He's prone.
Okay. Nice. I'm going to say his sniper rifle is on the table because he was using it to angle, so he's not holding it anymore currently.
Okay. Would it take AP for me to just swipe it off the table? Like away from
No,
him?
I'll give you that for free.
Okay. I swipe it off the table and just staring down at him.
Yeah, you look down into his eyes and you see fear.
Good. It's my favorite.
And that's all for Rindo, right?
Yes.
All right, Nia, your first imp, the cocky one. Aw, he chips a nail. He got a 1. He goes to swipe, and his hand catches on, like, a loose cobblestone, and he just deflates in disappointment.
Loser.
These are cobbler stones now.
Nice. Nice.
He gets it.
Another imp is going to hit Sheldon. The same one, not a new one.
What?
Sheldon takes 2 damage, and Nia, you take 2 damage.
Ugh, Sheldon.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Are you?
I think it's me, demon of depression.
I love him so much.
Honestly, too good for us.
Really?
The imp that is under prescience is going to dig through him like a xenomorph tadpole, and then start crawling with like a slimy trail of viscera up to Rendo.
Oh my god.
But that is going to be his whole turn because it's going to take a double move to get through prescience. And the Fiend Blood sniper, from his prone position, he will take out his pocket pistol and just from where he is on the ground, hold it up at Rendo and pop off a couple times.
Oh,
Pop off, Kinnick.
no.
Yep.
Nah. He didn't
First
have
is a
to.
crit. Second
Aw.
is an 18.
Ouch.
Okay.
So the first one is, gonna be 10 damage. 13 because of the hex from the Dying Breath.
Mm-hmm.
And the second is gonna be 5 more, but 8 more from the curse.
Okay.
And from the crit, I'm gonna need you to roll on the injuries threshold table.
Okay. 22.
Yeah, you don't suffer any consequences from that. You're at 0 hit points now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
Yeah, so the
would give
bleeding
me...
is gonna start hurting really bad here.
Well, you got your shield HP every turn, so it's just a bit.
True,
yep,
true,
that's
true. Yeah, so that should be.
Thank
a
you,
buffer.
morphine. Shout out to morphine.
Sponsor us, please.
Sponsored by.
This combat brought to you by...
And he's gonna roll away from Rendo for the end of his turn, and that'll bring us back to Gregory, who's been setting his plans into motion.
Yes, I have been. Now for my next plan. Can't quite move as far as I want to. That's okay. I'm going to shoot out this light that's right just north of me. And then under my cover here, I will move behind this barrel that's to the north, still out of the light from the lamp. Wow. Still out of the light of the lamp that was above that one. And that'll be my turn.
Perfect. The car is pulling up as you do so that also obscures your movement. And over in the kitchen closet, it is it is Valor's turn.
Door opened. Valor doesn't give two shits about that. Valor is going to open the door, and is he immediately going to see Arya sitting there behind?
He is. And she's like ducked down behind the bar, looking at the door. And so it opens, and her face just drops. Her eyes widen, her mouth drops a little bit.
Arya, I wonder if you'll scream when I rip you from limb from limb.
And I'm going to cast Mind Fist 7 times on Arya, and I don't care when she dies.
Okay, pause. Does Valor have cogent memories of Geist and Arya's first meeting? Or rather, the meeting with Nicky?
Yes.
Okay. It looks like she has since dyed a streak of her hair crimson red, but otherwise she looks the same.
Interesting. And for those of you that are capable of seeing this, floating within the spectral flamed body of Valor is Geist, who has crossed his arms, and there would appear 4 demonic arms that float around Valor, and it is going to be these 4 arms that begin to attack her. Now, flavorfully, Nathan, I'm making 7 Mind Fist attacks at her, but I want to grab left arm, left leg, right leg, and I am trying to quarter her with these attacks.
Jesus. Holy shit.
So we'll just roll the 7 and see which ones hit. This is versus AR. First one's a 19.
That's 1 hit.
11 versus AR.
2 hits. 3 hits.
Synthetic 20. I'm just going to say yes on that one. 5th roll
17
coming
hits.
in. I don't think a 5 will hit.
5 misses.
Okay.
You've hit 4 times so far. Your 4 hands are in position.
All right. 6 will also miss.
6 will miss.
And final one coming in for another 11.
That hits. 5 hits.
So 5 total hits. That'll be 5d8 plus 15 damage, psychic damage coming into her. So it would be 35 points of psychic damage as I attempt to quarter Arya.
Beautiful.
So each one is 1d8 plus 3?
Each one is 1d8 plus 3, yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so describe how you kill her on the second hit and how it continues after that.
Oh, amazing. I think knowing that someone is about to essentially give in and perish, not be able to withstand this, I think she gets quartered in the first two, arms off, legs off, and I think the arms then grab them and then begin to impale them and are then beating her now lifeless body with her own arms and legs on this bar back behind.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And as you do so, you watch as all of the color drains from her body, from her arms, her legs, turns into a midnight void with kind of an oily, like motor oil sheen over her skin. And her lifeless, drawn and quartered, ink black, featureless, colorless body falls to the ground.
Round of applause. Damn.
Yeah, I like that very much. Yes, thank you.
Who could see that? I know Nyx can't.
Rendo does.
Oh, I did see it.
Pete and Bill do. Nia does.
Wait, I can see all the way. I can see from the window. What?
Gregory's a town over with binoculars.
I literally have a clear vantage point. I just see a red mist.
You're going the opposite direction. The car drives past you and you follow the angle of the car and you see the end of it.
So everybody but Nyx. Cool.
Everybody.
Gregory Mamas.
Yeah, so looking across as the car drives past Gregory, you would catch the tail end of that. I think, yeah, everyone but Nyx would see this unfold. So Valor emerges from the shadows of the kitchen. The arms extend from him. They grab Arya. They rend her apart. They drain the color from her body, and she drops lifeless behind the bar. The fight is still raging. There's still a lot of bullets flying, but we'll have to see how that all shakes out next week. This has been The Ties That Bind. Jump into our Discord, discord.gg/mythcraft to discuss this episode. Check out patreon.com/quasi-real publishing for a variety of subscription tiers. And until next time, keep crafting those myths.
Hey all, Andy here. Instead of shoutouts this week, we're going to have a clip from our great friends over at Game Master Monday. So check it out.
At last, I have reached the tallest peak in all the world, where the wisest person lives. Finally, I'll get the answers I seek.
Welcome. I am the wisest person in the world. Ask me your question.
What is my purpose in life? What should I be doing to achieve pure happiness?
You must stream Game Master Monday.
Come again.
Game Master Monday, the bi-weekly podcast that plays a new one-shot in a new system in a new setting with a new cast every episode. Listening to their funny jokes and wild stories is the only path to happiness, my child.
Sick! I'm going to go home and binge the whole thing right now.
What a nice kid. Oh dear, he fell off the mountain. Now they'll never know how good Game Master Monday is.